Takeshi, and you're watching Kojima Racing. So all you truck people have been patiently awaiting the walk around introduction of the trucks, I'm sure, and so let's get started. Well, for starters, I have to apologize for the lighting in this video. We're all socked in with smoke from the nearby fires, but we'll go ahead and get started anyway. So this is my 2000 Ford F350 crew cab long bed dually 4x4. It's also a Lariat LE and a ZF6 swap, which we'll get into that more later. This will be a three-part video, so we'll do the exterior and then we'll do the interior and mechanical. So I bought this truck. It was a complete and utter wreck when I got it. Was not well taken care of. The interior was trashed. The exterior was trashed. It had 5-inch stacks sticking out of the bed, spray painted wheels, and just, you know, well on its way to being a bro truck. And so so I kind of feel as though I rescued it. I call it Duallicorn, and the reason why is because it's exactly what I wanted in a truck, which is kind of a rare combination with the long bed dually 4-wheel drive, manual transmission, manual locking hubs, the 7.3 Powerstroke, of course, and I did want a black truck as well, but well, this truck is black. It is also, you know, it's got this interesting paint scheme on it, and so I found it on a local selling website, and like I said, it was pretty beat up, and so the price was low. In addition, the prior owner didn't speak very much English. I don't think he really had a good understanding of diesel culture, and so in fact, he told me the truck was a Lariat when I was looking at it and negotiating the price, and turns out it's a Lariat LE. So for those of you that don't know, Ford came out with the platinum and limited trim levels, I believe, in maybe 2016 and 17. Again, most people don't know that that was an again, though, so they thought that those were the first of those particular trim levels in a Super Duty truck. However, that's not entirely true. In 2000 to 2004, they did produce those same trim level trucks, but they were different because they were stacked on top of the Lariat package. So it's a Lariat, and you could either get a Lariat Platinum or a Lariat LE, which stood for limited edition or limited trim level. So that was the top of the line truck. You could get them with several options on them, but nothing like you can get them today, where you can pretty much get any option available on any of those, on either of those trim levels. So all of the platinum trucks between 2000 and 2004 were silver. They all came in silver. They were all single rear wheel trucks, and you could get any number of different combinations. As far as 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, you could get it with any engine that came in those years. So you could get it with the 6.8 V10, or you could get it with a 7.3 Powerstroke, and of course the later years you could get with a 6.0 or 6-liter Powerstroke. And they all came with this visor on them, which is actually incredibly rare item. and people search for these so that they can put them on their older trucks that they became damaged or missing. They also came on the fiberglass tip nose, like super heavy duty trucks like the F4 or 550 and up, but they're in pretty limited supply at this point. Regardless, so then moving on from the platinum trucks, you got into the limited trucks, and so all the LEs came in dually. So you got dual rear wheels, regardless if it was 2 or 4-wheel drive, and they all came with this paint scheme on them. Most of them have been painted out to solid black or completely repainted, and so trucks that retain the original paint scheme are a little bit rare. And so but yeah, the black with the gold and maroon pinstripes was Lariat LE specific. Dually was Lariat LE specific, and of course it came with the visor as well. These trucks originally came with a leather interior that had 4 captain's chairs and 2 consoles, front and rear, so the truck would only seat 4 people, and then it had nice Lariat LE leather engraved captain's chairs in it. I'm not a super big fan of the captain's chairs with the armrest, because the armrest always falls apart or you know, gets taken off and lost or something like that. But we'll get to that when we get to the interior of the truck, and go from there. So as far as the exterior, it's pretty well, I've gotten it back to pretty well the way it came, with the exceptions I've made some modifications to it. So we'll start with the mirrors. The mirrors are a 2017 and up style mirror, and I think they really look good with this body style, because it kind of matches the body lines, the way it has that little angular section on the mirror instead of it just being a big rectangle, and that kind of matches the front end styling. And so I really like them. I got them with the smoked LED tube style running lights and turn signals in them. I have yet to wire those up, which I'll do another video on that. And so they don't currently work. These trucks didn't come with turn signals in the mirrors in these years, so that will be a modification to come. Makes it more complicated to do so. I've also put a 2005 to 7 style grill on it. Of course, it's an adapter grill. You can see the bottom bar of the grill is a little bit skinnier to make room for the standard early style bumper, which is the chrome bumper. So the 6.0 trucks, which are 2005 to 2007, actually had a different bumper, and they had a urethane piece in between the grill headlights and the bumper. And so I intend on possibly switching over the nose of the truck completely. It has the 6.0 style headlights, and like I said, that adapter grill, but you know, I think I want to go with the bumper too, and so I'll have to replace the grill again to an actual 6.0 style grill, or 2005 to 2007 style grill. Otherwise, I took off the little strip emblems that said 7.3 liter Powerstroke, and these are 2011 and up style engine emblems, except they say 7.3, of course, because it's not a 6.4, it is, or a 6.7, it's a 7.3. And I possibly plan on cutting out this section of fender and putting the 6.4 style vents, or 2008 to 10 style fender vents in it, because I really like the way those look. I think it'll be kind of an interesting setup in the front with the 6.0 or 2005 through 7 style nose and the 2008 through 10 style fender vents. And so otherwise, the truck has a 4-inch lift on it. It did have the lift when I got it. It's a block lift. The truck had the original shocks on it that it came with back in 2000, and so, you know, they're over 20 years old. They were really bad, and basically the truck rides like a 2x4, or rode like a 2x4. I've rectified some of that with shocks and other things that I'll get into when I'm doing the mechanical section of the truck, but more needs to be done, because it still rides like garbage basically. And you know, that's kind of to be expected with a straight axle heavy duty truck with a lot of unsprung weight, which, you know, having dual rear wheels, that's a lot of unsprung weight. But appearance wise, it's a 4-inch lift. I took off the factory lighted running boards and I put on these fancy amp research style running boards that hide when the doors are closed. And so I guess we got to unlock the truck if we're going to do that. But when you open the door, they pop out. They've got LED lights on them. They're really nice. I like them quite a bit. Took a long time to get these. I had to order them. There's no store around here that sells anything like this. So I went through 4 Wheel Parts. Took about 7 or 8 months to get them. And, you know, a lot of that probably had something to do with the pandemic. But it was just quite the process. And I'm not so sure I'm going to shop with 4 Wheel Parts anymore. There's a story about the shocks too, but like I said, we'll get to that when we get to the mechanical section. So these are pretty neat. I like the way that they motor up and hide themselves. But taking off the factory running boards with the truck being lifted and having 35-inch tires on it, it tosses rocks up on the side, and the factory running boards did kind of protect the side a little bit. There were some sections where it didn't, but I had to get these molded style mud flaps or splash guards, and I do like those quite a bit. I believe they're Husky brand, and I do like them, like I said. When I got the truck, like I said, it was pretty beat up, had spray painted wheels. The front wheels are actually the original wheels that came on the truck when I bought it. They're an aftermarket wheel, but the fronts were spray painted. Luckily, I was able to polish them up and return them to near factory condition or new condition. The backs I had to buy new ones, since it's got 35-inch tires on it, and it's a dually. It had to have a spacer in between the wheels in order to fit the tires where they don't rub on each other. In that sense, I was able to, instead of use the steel wheels on the inside, I used the factory Alcoa aluminum wheels on the inside, and they bolt up just fine. There's plenty of room with the spacer because the outside wheels bolt to the spacer, and that allows the room for the extra width of the alloy wheels, so there's a little bit less unsprung weight in the back than there would be with the factory setup, even with the alloy wheels on the outside. And those wheels were actually the ones that were on the truck when I got it on the outside, the ones that are on the inside now. And so the prior owner took a wire grinder to them and then spray painted them afterwards, so there was no returning those to the original finish, which doesn't really matter because they're on the inside, and I didn't like the star pattern wheels that originally came on these trucks. I prefer the big truck Alcoa look with the holes in it, and so it worked out well that I was able to get the same matching rear wheels as the front and put those on it. Of course, I had to replace the tires. The tires were all worn out on this truck. And so coming around the back side, the truck did already have these smoked LED tail light lenses on it, which I just retained. The third brake light was factory. I replaced that with a smoked one with LED bulb, so it matches the tail lights. So this is the original tailgate. You can see here the Lariat LE emblem, which is just a sticker. It's a puffy sticker. The bumper I changed out from the original 99 through actually 07 bumper to a 08 and up style bumper. I really like the kind of blocky appearance of those a lot better, and so I swapped it out on the truck. This came off of a truck. It was a little bit beat up. I was able to, it was warped, so I was able to bend it back into shape. And then it had some rust on it here from moisture in the exhaust on the prior vehicle it was mounted on. I was able to use the aluminum foil trick to get rid of the rust, and so it shined up really well. It's really nice. Otherwise, tailgate wise, I got this other tailgate over here, which is an 08 style tailgate, which I prefer these the way they look because I like the stamped relief Super Duty script on the bottom of it. These also have they're just more square looking, and then this one has the step in it, which I have to get the new plastics across the top of it there because they're all broken up. But yeah, it has a pull-out step, which is nice when you have a lifted truck to get in and out of the bed. So the problem then becomes I want to retain my paint scheme, and so that is a little bit complicated because these pinstripes come around the back here, and you can see it's got a gold band in the middle. It's black on the top and bottom. So I've devised an idea where basically it would have the same pinstripe across the top with the black in that section. The gold would still be here, but this burgundy pinstripe on the bottom, so these wouldn't be here, both emblems. I'm going to have it divert up and go over the top of the script and then back down on the other side to meet up with the pinstripes on the bed sides. And then basically I can get the chrome sticker inserts for the Super Duty script in there, and so it'll be chrome Super Duty script in black with the burgundy stripes that hook up above it through the center. It'll have instead the Ford emblem in the middle, and then the tailgate release lever handle will be below the top pinstripe. And so I'll have it all painted on instead of doing it with stickers. Nobody really makes the stickers or emblems for the Lariat LE trucks reproductions, so it's impossible to get them. And that's important in the sense that this quarter panel, which I'll post up pictures of it when I got it, but this quarter fender flare for the dually wheels was completely smashed when I got the truck, so I got a new one. And being that no one made the stripes for it, this truck has actually got painted on stripes as opposed to stickers. So I had it paint matched, and then had it painted on, had the stripes painted onto it. The 4x4 stickers, actually nobody makes reproductions of those either, and they were different because instead of just a red X like most trucks had, the Lariat LEs actually had the X where it matches the color of the pinstripes. And so I was able to save this decal, luckily, but if you look at it really closely you can see where the fender was cracked right through it in two separate places here. And so I was able to save it and get it on the fender so everything looks like it's supposed to. The paint on the truck overall is in kind of rough shape. There's a couple little dings in the places where the pinstriping is peeling off. So I intend on having it repainted, and wanting to keep that Lariat LE theme, I'm just going to have all the stripes and painted back onto it, like I did with that dually flare. And so I think it'll look pretty neat. It'll be custom, but done with Ford parts and then painted to look like it originally came that way. Likewise, I'll probably save this Lariat LE emblem and put it on the tailgate, and that'll be right before the stripes pop up to clear the relief stamping of Super Duty in the tailgate. Otherwise, exterior wise, I'll probably have it bed lined. I had to weld up the holes in the bed, which luckily I had a spare bed that I could cut out the corrugated steel from to weld it in, so you can't really tell that. And once it's bed lined, you won't be able to tell at all that it ever had holes in the bed with big giant 5-inch stacks sticking out of it. Otherwise, yeah, the tailgate, we'll swap that off. We'll get it painted. It does have these nice little vent shades on it, which the adhesive had gone bad on those, so I had to take them off and put them on with new adhesive. Otherwise, that's pretty much it on the exterior of the truck and just the appearance. There's one little other thing here in the back. I put on one of the LED taillight bars in it, which I'll do another video once it gets dark to show all the LED lighting on the truck. Everything has been converted over to LED with the exception of the headlights and the front turn signals, which I may do the front turn signals with the switchback style LED bulbs that run white as a running light, and then when you turn on the turn signal they alternate back and forth between white and yellow in an LED, and I think that'll go with everything pretty well. So I'll post up the other video of the LED lighting on the truck, including in the visor on the truck after this. But here's your 6.0 style headlights, and they're just regular incandescent bulbs at this point. But like I said, I think being a clear lens, it'll look good with a switchback style bulb in the bottom. So it's white in both lenses, just with the headlights on, or you know, driving lights. These side markers are LED as well. So there you have it. That's pretty much it. That's everything for the exterior of my 2000 F350 Super Duty Lariat LE. Okay, so here's just a real brief description of the lighting on the truck. Like I said, I switched it all over to LED. It's got this light bar. It's a tailgate light bar. It's made by a company, I believe it's OPT7 or OPT7. I really like it quite a bit. I ordered it directly from the company. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was only about $100. It's actually a rigid aluminum housing, has 3 LED light strips in it that are connected together. So it's solid LEDs instead of spaced out LEDs. And there's a strip for each color lights, and it's sequential. So I'll give you a brief demonstration of that and then just walk around the truck so you can see all the rest of the LED lighting in the dark. And so I'll go turn it on. Okay, so probably see that pretty good, hopefully. It's also got the LED license plate lights and the smoked LED turn signals. Additionally, over here on the sides, you've got your LED clearance lights. I don't know if you could see, but up there it's got LED cargo lights with the tube style LED brake light when I turned all that on. And then of course it's got lighting, LED lighting with the amp research running boards when they come down, which is kind of nice. Like I said, I haven't wired up the turn signals or running lights in the mirrors yet. And we've got LED lighting in our visor, and then just the incandescent lights for the headlights and turn signals, but the side markers are LED. And then pretty much the same thing on this side, and more LED lighting with the running boards. So that's basically it. I highly recommend this company that makes this LED tailgate bar, just because it runs so far across the back of the truck, and it's very bright. It's very concentrated LEDs. It's sequential. Like I said, I think it was less than $100, and maybe just a little more than $100 with the adapter, because it has an adapter that plugs into the factory Ford harness and then allows this to plug in and still retains the plug for your trailer, so you don't have to unplug the light bar to run your trailer lighting. And so pretty good stuff.